I'm particularly concerned now about the farm workers. The women who are alone in the fields, the women who are transported to and from work by men alone in the cars, many of them immigrants, mostly women of color, and extremely vulnerable to harassment and wage theft and other things.
Farm worker women are typically steered into the lowest paying jobs in agriculture.
We somehow have an idea that certain work, by definition, whether it's farm work or domestic work, will never pay a living wage or provide benefits. It's just the way it is. And I think that's the point that you're making. Exactly. There's nothing inherent that farm workers have to be terribly exploited or domestic workers.
The exclusion of farm workers and farm worker women specifically from these basic protections really goes hand in hand with some of the other exploitation that we see against farm worker women. Like there are very high rates of sexual harassment against farm worker women.
Too many women are falling through the cracks of workplace protections from sexual harassment.
Porque estamos haciendo un trabajo para ganarnos el pan. No es para que nos vengan a decir, véngase al baño, deme papel higiénico. Y cuando llegas allí, el hombre está desnudo, listo para agredir sexualmente con una sonrisa de oreja a oreja. No es correcto, señores.
When you think about the conditions that define domestic work, the isolation, the lack of access to a safety net or benefits, no secure hours, no job security, no training, no career advancement, no benefits, those conditions define more and more of the American workforce.
Domestic workers, healthcare workers, the women workers who are the most vulnerable and isolated.
When the parents decide to take vacation but they don't want to pay the nanny, I was not allowed to get paid because I was not working, and I told them it's not because I did not want to work. They were away. There was no way I could work.
Right. So you're at the mercy of
that's
what your employer wants to do.
Because I do have bills. I have my own family to take care of.
So you don't have a guaranteed income. In your case, somebody goes on vacation, you're left with no income. That's a problem with farm workers as well, isn't it? They spend a lot of time at work without getting paid for it.
That's correct. We work in isolation, long hours. I work for like 80 hours a week.
Now, are you paid, what, a weekly salary? Or do you get hourly pay, or how does that work?
Daily, ranging from $50 to when the highest would be $150. But I was paid $110.
Everyone who is working should have basic protections from discrimination and harassment. We want to not only address those exclusions, but actually create a new framework for protecting this workforce.
And as an employer, there is this power dynamic. It's a strange relationship to open your home up and actually to turn your home into someone's workplace. And so to have a set of federal standards that we could use to guide our relationships with the people who come into our homes as workers would be so helpful.
So in the fall, we want to introduce a domestic worker bill of rights to make sure that all the in-home care service workers actually have solid enough protections that they have the opportunity that they deserve. What we want is for Title VII to be expanded to protect women in every workplace, including independent contractors. If we can figure out how to protect workers that have historically been in the margins, I think we secure the future for everyone.
We have about 150 million people who every day are struggling, and you're talking about some of the people whose voices are never heard. What you're doing is enormously important.
If we want to stabilize this work, if this is going to be a large share of the jobs of the future, we have to have standards.